Well, and I'm sure Jim Harbaugh is probably used to like I don't I would be shocked if he were surprised that that ever happens to him because that happens to him all the time. But I do agree. I think if you're someone who likes seeing the human side of your coach, then yes, you should have no, then you should be fine with that. I'm a robotic guy. Like, give me coach speak all the time. I don't want to hear. I want, like, even when Nick Saban, I'm an Alabama fan, and I think it's been said before, but even when Nick Saban said the comments about, like, Texas A&M, I was like shocked, blown away. I'm like, wait, he
You didn't
said
like
this
it. Yeah.
where? I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
in a public forum. I mean, he's on a stage, and so I am someone who is, I am, give me robotic with my coach all day, just because, I think getting older, I'm relatively older, because when I was probably, 10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, you tell them exactly how you feel. But as getting older and seeing what sometimes those distractions, especially the self-inflicted ones, can do to a team, now I'm Mr. Robot now. So just give me all the coach speak. Yeah, when Saban is giving Mercer all the credit in the world, like, oh yeah, if we don't come out to play, we've got,
Yeah.
give me
Yeah.
all of that. Give me all of that. That's.
But see, that's the type of stuff that makes me not nauseous. Like, okay, can we stop it?
But I
Like,
think I think it
hey Nick,
helps.
how about you just come out and say, this is going to be a good week where we get to, I
Oh
don't care. Any
no, no, no.
use co speak tactfully. Like,
Because
this
you
is
can't
Mercer.
condition
Mercer's
18
a
to
talk.
22-year-olds to think that
Mercer,
they're
how
going to be
about this?
fine.
No, you're playing Citadel. You're playing Mercer. How about you say it like this? This is a good week to really test our depth. Make sure that we're getting guys a lot of looks to see what they could do in turn. Just in case things happen in future games and
Mm-mm.
that can have an impact. No, no, no. Don't give me this hope. We need to make sure we come out ready to play. Okay,
Listen,
this means
it
that
was within the
you can
last
play
two
your
to
four
three
strings and you'll
years.
blow them out by 30. I
No,
don't want to
no,
hear
no,
that,
no.
Nick.
So 2 or 3 years ago, Alabama played, and I want to say it was Georgia Southern, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the smaller schools, but they ran like the
Yeah.
wishbone kind of wing tee option attack. Alabama was at that time the number one team in the country and was up 21-14 at halftime. Like, no, see things like that, you would have 21-14 on a regular basis. You can't do that.
Well, I'm gonna use both of your examples here, and I'm gonna strike a chord with Dre. So if you're going to do that, if you're Alabama, you're going to do that with Mercer, or you're Michigan and you're going to do that with Mercer, and say, let's be honest, let's go out there and say, yeah, we respect those guys, they're athletes, but shoot, we should beat them by 50. We're going to be pulling starters after.
Don't do Appalachian State. Don't you do that. Don't do Appalachian State, Mark. Is that what you're going? Is that the cards you're about to
I
play?
was going to inch in that direction.
Oh my God!
Well, if you're going
Oh.
to do it against Mercer, then where do you draw the line? Well, Michigan should do that against Rutgers.
But here's my point, Dre. It is almost impossible for kids to just on their own ability to be able to flip a switch to go from oh man, we're gonna go into this game, win by 50 versus the next week of playing, Penn State or LSU to be like, I just don't, I think you need to keep, especially when you're in season, like you need to keep these kids in one mindset, and that is, it doesn't, I'm out here to execute, do my job 100% every single time perfectly. That's it.
And here's the other part of it is back when I was on the ground, like obviously I cover college football now, but when I was covering college football at the games, at the news conferences, whatever, this is late 90s into the 2000s. And whatever players we requested were the three players that represented Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State that week. We got talked to the coach, and then we had three players that came out. Everybody else, nobody else had a voice. They didn't have a voice. No, how could they get if they thought, you know what, we're going to kill LSU by 4 touchdowns? Nobody knew that because they can tell their buddies. They could be one of the best players in the country, but what voice did they? They all have social media now. They all can say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.